as we look at this gorgeous scene, and we're going to have these doubles from Belgium, Italy, Croatia, the Netherlands, Ireland and Spain. And Martin, this was a race you picked out as one to watch at the beginning of the regatta.
Yeah, but I thought they'd have the French in it. But, you know, these crews come through. There are the youngsters, 22 and 19, Aaron Andries, just 19 years of age, won the under-23s in Varese last year. Tristan van der Busche in the bows, 5:51 in the indoor championships on the ergo. Well, son of a famous father, Olympic champion Alessio Sartori, and it's his son Matteo in the stroke seat. Our great friends, Luca Rambaldi in the bow seat. More of them down the course. The Sinkovic brothers, Valent in the stroke seat, Martin at bows. Some say back to their best that they showed in 2014 when they went sub-6 on the Bosban. Well, this man here, Melvin Tweller in the stroke seat, European champion in the men's single sculls. Stefan Breuning, of course, in the bow. These two silver medalists in the men's double from Tokyo. Phil Doyle, the doctor, in the stroke seat, and behind him his partner Dare Lynch, a 24-year-old. Amazing speed they've shown in the heats, the men from Clonmel and Belfast Boat Club. The two Spanish, they won, of course, the silver medal in last year's World Championships. Behind the French, Alexis Garcia Puloja, 22, and Rodrigo Conde Romerio, the 25-year-old. Says he likes to ride his motorbike. I bet his coach doesn't like him riding his motorbike, but he does go to the beach in the van.
I'm sure he doesn't. As we see, there's a little pause here by the look of it, just having the call over now. Nice to see Martin and Valent Sinkovic there, waving to the crowd. They're great characters. Quite laid back usually, aren't they, off the water?
They are.
Sinkovic brothers always ready to have a chat, give you an insight into how they're getting on.
Such ambassadors for the sport. So I have to say, we have got interest in this race. Greg Searle did swap with Luca Rambaldi his T-shirt last year and has got a little romance going on with the Italian. So if you see a bit of favouritism going on, I think the Irish as well. Be lovely to see Phil Doyle come back. His partner Ronan Byrne, they won silver back in 2019, but really blew out in the Tokyo Olympics.
We're taking a look at each of these crews on the side lanes, aren't we? It's the Spanish over here who, as you say, got that silver medal at the World Champs last year. Saw them getting away. And it was the Belgians on the other side as well we saw. So outside burners at the moment. And a quite calm-looking start from the Netherlands in the middle. But I wouldn't be surprised at all to see this one close up, even within this first 500.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the Sinkovic. How smooth, how fluid are they on this water? Well, I'll say that, and now we look at these two young Belgians. Aaron Andries, just 19 years of age in a European final. I mean, he's shown what a talent he has, and of course, he won the Belgian Championships in a single scull.
And interesting to see they're down at 36 strokes a minute. I wonder if their coach might have looked at this weather and thought, let's whack the gearing on, make it really hard because it's a tailwind, because they're certainly moving a fair distance per stroke, getting their bow out in front. But again, can't help wondering whether they'll be able to maintain that. And as you say, my favourites there, the Italians, are tracking them pretty well in lane 2. And the Sinkovic brothers, although they got a bit of a lead on the rest of the field, the rest of the field's kind of with them very much still.
Ireland back in 5th place, the Dutch in 6th place through 500. That's an uncharacteristically slow start for Breuning and Tweller, but we know what Tweller can do. That sprint finish that saw him win the Euros ahead of Ollie Zeidler, ended up with 4th place in the single sculls. It looks like the Sinkovic's have got into a rhythm and they will use that rhythm to work through, but to their right, the Italians, Greg, your favourites, I think, to definitely get a medal in this race, really charging through.
Well, I remember seeing his father, Sartori, at regattas, and he was a big man to look out for, as you say, Luca Rambaldi in the bow seat. But we're looking in at the Sinkovic brothers, but you can see on the graphic, they're not really getting away from the rest of the field, but they're sculling, as they do, very smoothly, very together, sat there. But the Swiss, the Belgians still right up there.
The only thing I'd say with the Sinkovic brothers is they won the gold ahead of, I think, Lithuania on a very rough and swelly lake in Rio.
So you think they're good in conditions that are difficult?
I kind of think they can handle it. They've moved through the Belgians. They've taken the Italians with them.
Yeah, but look at the Netherlands there, boat number 4, as you say, Brunning and Tweller there. You expect that they might be able to be calm and loose and relaxed. They'd ride with the bumps, they'd ride with the waves. And here we go, coming to 1,000. It's still pretty tight, still no one's caught really here.
Croatia lead through the 1,000 metres. Valent Sinkovic, you see in there just a little tightness in the hands in the rough water. Maybe not quite as loose as they were in Zagreb, but certainly pace through the water. Taking them in the lead ahead of Luca Rambaldi. You can see their bows there. And the young Matteo Sartori. A lot of interest in this young Italian crew. The men from the Fiamme Gialli club, coached by Franco Chitano.
Well, I think those Italians are moving really well, that they've actually closed up on the Croatians here through this middle 1,000 as Luca Rambaldi takes that look to his left and sees they've closed the gap. The Belgians have dropped off really badly, possibly with that tough gearing, so we've seen them out of it. But this is a massive, big middle 1,000 here from the Italians, who are just getting that bow in front now.
Well, Greg, you called it. These were your favourites. You kind of wanted them to win. In your heart of hearts, did you think they might be leading the Sinkovic's in through the middle of the race?
Well, we got to watch the semi-finals yesterday where the French Olympic and world champions got pushed out, and in fact these Italians led that race the whole way and were just pipped at the end by the Netherlands, if I remember it rightly, which is why the Netherlands are in the centre lane. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Netherlands with something of a finish, but this is a quick race, fast conditions. Sinkovic, gosh, they look like they're hurting a little bit there.
Yeah, they're hitting the water as well. The Italians, the smoothest combination. It is the Netherlands. Their bow number 4 coming up to the Croatians. We know what a sprint, we know what power Breuning has on the rowing machine. The Irish get ahead of the Spanish. But it's all about these Italians. Can they hang on? Look how smooth they look, Greg.
Look how clean they look. Yeah, lots of the time we're seeing crews going a bit deep, white water sort of off the looms of the blades. None of that here. You can see those little bits of white tape just above the spoons, and the Italians are keeping it clean here. And at the moment you can see it looks like it's a half length on the Sinkovic brothers. They look physically very close in this picture.
Yeah, I have seen the Sinkovic's do an amazing sprint when the Polish came up on them at Belgrade last year, and they have got that sprint at the finish. They can pull it out the bag. I don't think it's job done for the Italians. I think I would back the Sinkovic's in the sprint.
I totally agree with you. It's not job done for the Italians at all here. We saw them get rowed through yesterday in the semi-final. I wonder what they'll have now in this big last 250 in the red boys now.
They're still out there though, Greg. Luca Rambaldi and the young lads, Matteo Sartori, his dad watching on. How proud is his dad, the Olympic champion in quadruple sculls, going to be. But the Sinkovic's go through. Look at the grit on the face of Martin Sinkovic. Valent Sinkovic leads him through. They lead by 2 or 3 metres. Another sensational finish on Bled, Greg.
Yeah, here we go, coming down to the line. You can see the waves, but you can see how well the Croatians are handling it as we're coming down here for the last few strokes. It's going to be the Sinkovic brothers. It's going to be Croatia. The class pays through. They win that 51st medal just ahead of the Italians, and it's the Netherlands just getting through. What a finish from Ireland, who forced their way right into there. And yeah, the early starting Belgians and the Spanish are taking 5th and then 6th.
So, wow, another race, another great race. We're going to call in our consultant, Imogen Grant, for her view. Valent Sinkovic, Martin Sinkovic, hands to the air.
Wow, that was impressive. Once again, I mean, what racing we're having on this lake at the moment. The Italians just look so smooth through that middle, but it's rare that you sometimes see the Croatians being pushed into that kind of final sprint, and they absolutely have the power and the togetherness to see them through in that last 100 metres. Goodness me, 6:07, that's a fast time for a men's double scull as well, and fantastic race from the Netherlands there to hold off Ireland for the bronze medal.
Yeah, 7 seconds off the world best. I mean, that is really going some. And that sprint for the finish really took them away from the Netherlands.
It really did. You could see that the Italian crew and the Croatians were really trading blows the whole time in that final 500, and it really pulled out clear water over the Netherlands and Ireland there.
So we have to look at this young Italian, Matteo Sartori, 21 years of age, the criminology student. I mean, to come in, he was in the men's singles at the Worlds last year, finished in the C or D final, I think. But these guys are Wow, how good is that? We saw them win in front of their home crowds. There will be Croatians here. Zagreb not so far away.
Yeah, they didn't quite have the season they wanted last year, but it looks like they are right back on top, on form, winning in Zagreb, winning here. I mean, we'll see how long it continues. They truly are ambassadors of the sport. Just really friendly, really welcoming, and fantastic race from them today.
It's Top Shot, the Slovenian rowing mega legend, Olympic champion from 2000 in Sydney with Lucas Spick, world champion in 1995 in the men's single sculls. Well, we saw his Top Shot on the medal ceremony. We talked about his Olympic title, we talked about his world sculling title, but Greg Searle wanted to point out that, in fact, in 1997, when he got the bronze medal,